Hello, this is the second part of our expressions unit. So today we are going to reiterate our vocabulary in writing expressions from words to symbols, and then we're going to add another vocabulary word of substitution. We are going to start with the first new vocabulary word today of substitution, and that is replacing a variable with a number it is equal to. So for example, if we had an expression where we had, sorry, one second, my pen's not working. There we go. X plus 3. And we were told that x equals 5. Substitution means we are going to take that 5 and we're going to plug it in for x. So instead of x, now we have a 5 plus 3. And then from there, because we have no more variables, we have all numbers, we're able to evaluate or solve to get our answer 8. So substitution is the replacing the variable with a number. Okay, so if you are in class, you are going to play a memory game, and we are going to add in the word substitution and its definition. This will give you another chance of seeing the vocabulary word and the definition and matching which ones go together. So you can do that with a partner, and if you are on this spot by your own, you can play it independently. And then when you're done with that, you can continue through the video. Okay, so we are going to practice writing expressions. So this one, a variable x is added to 27. So we have x and 27 and the word added, which means plus. So the x is being added to the 27, which means we're going to start with 27 plus x. And that would be our answer. Then our next one, they want us to write the expression 29 minus a variable x. We have 29 minus and then x. So we would write that out, 29, the minus or subtraction symbol, with the x. Then our next problem, write the expression 48 split by a variable x. Now the word split was part of our vocab yesterday. Split was part of the definition of more words that could mean division. So for this one, we have 48 that we are dividing or splitting into x. And that would be how you write your expression. With dividing, we can also write it as a fraction of 48 over x. The next expression, triple a variable y. We talked about how triple meant times 3. So we have 3 times y. And we talked about how when you have a number times a variable, you do not need to write that multiplication symbol. So you can just write it as 3y. Next, this one is similar to the last one, but instead of triple, we have the word double. And that was part of our other words that mean multiplication. This one means times 2 with the variable y. So if we write 2 times y, that is correct, but remember we don't need the multiplication symbol. So the easiest and most simple way that you should get used to writing it is just 2y. Good. Next, write the expression, the product of a variable y and 7. Now product also means multiplication. So we have y times 7. And a number times a variable, we don't need the multiplication sign. Don't forget when you write that, the number comes first. So the simplest way we could write this expression is 7y. Next, we have the quotient of a variable y and 5. When we talked about quotient, the definition is dividing. So this tells us we are dividing here. of a variable y and 5. We also talked about when we were working with quotient, the values go in order of where they appear in the written expression. So a variable y showed up first. That would be divided by 5. The other way you could write this is y over 5. Next, we have the sum of 16 and a variable x. If you remember back to our definition, sum meant adding 16 plus x. Our next one, the difference of x and 15. Difference was another vocabulary word that meant subtraction. When you are writing difference, we always go in the order that the variables or numbers show up. So in this one, x would go first, minus the 15. That will show us the difference between these two numbers. Okay, so now that you have some practice with this, I want you to find a partner, whether they're in the same spot or not, and you are going to do a Sage and Scribe partner activity. So I guess whether they are further than you in the content or at the same spot, then you're going to do this activity. One person is going to explain the problem and how you would write the answer to the second person, and the second person will write it down. Then you will switch roles for the next problem. If you have questions, make sure you let me know and I will go over it again with you in person. Have a